Good morning. It's day 4. I don't want to be awake right now. And I don't want to walk on the treadmill. I'm gonna get up. I got up. And I'm gonna walk. At least a little bit.
Do you like them? It comes out in August. If you're interested,
So I copped out a little bit. I only walked for 20 minutes. But it's better than no minutes. At least that's what I'm telling myself, wobbling around.
What? What do you need?
The sun is coming up and it's a little bit chilly outside, and that's real nice. But I'm gonna feed the cats now because they are incessantly following me around, yowling at me. And then I'm going to, I think, make like a breakfast sandwichy thing for me. And if I have time to do it before Justin leaves, I'll make him one too. I made a sandwich and it's delicious. Win for today. Now I've got about 45 minutes before I have to start work. So I'm going to finish up eating my breakfast. I'm gonna go ahead and make my tea and then try to get a little bit more reading on the Animorphs book. I can't believe it's taking me this long to read this book. So I got another chapter read in the Animorphs book. And today's Instagram challenge has to do, it's like a pet picture. Your current read with a pet. So that ought to be interesting. Try and get one of my fluff balls to cooperate, because I feel like they cooperate sometimes, but not all the time. One of them is in here. Oh, there he is. Loafing over there. So that's interesting. I haven't watched what the challenge video is, but it looks like it might be like a reading nook specific, maybe. But I feel like I've accomplished a lot this morning, which I kind of have. But yeah, I feel like I've had majority of a day already and I haven't even started work, so it's almost time to do that. I have like 10 more minutes, so I'm just gonna enjoy my tea and probably scroll through Instagram a little bit.
You want to help Mama?
Here. Bonk.
Can I have your belly? No.
As you can see, that went swimmingly. All right, well, I am done for the morning, so I'm gonna go make myself some food. I did end up listening to my audiobook, and I am very, very near the end of it. So I'll definitely finish that this afternoon, and this I will finish today for sure. And then I can actually mark off 3 challenges, because non-human main character, author's debut, as well as more than 5 words on the cover, so, or in the title. So we're getting there. So my lunch is made. I have a delicious looking sandwich and some very ripe mango that I am excited to eat. I always love it when it's time for mangoes to be in season. I eat them up because they're so good. Anyway, so I'm going to watch some YouTube videos while I do eat my food, and then if I have any time left over, then I'm going to pick my book up and read a few chapters. Alright, I'm taking a work break. I did just finish this, and it was really good. I would say this isn't typically the kind of thing that I would enjoy, and I think that if it wasn't set in an area that I am familiar with, and so there weren't all these like references. I don't know that I would have had the same enjoyment of this, because it is one of those things that I think would fall into like Christian fiction, where there is a lot of talk about Christianity and God and this and scripture and all of these things, which honestly is not super up my alley. Like I don't like books that kind of beat you over the head with religion of any type. But I will say it worked for me in the context of this being a small southern town that I am familiar with, and the characters fit into this town really well in kind of like not necessarily stereotypes, but kind of stereotypes of what you would expect to see in a small southern town. And then on top of that, the main character is very much pushing back against that mentality. It's set in the 70s, and it's definitely a coming of age story, which again is not usually something I enjoy. I don't love things that are narrated by young children. And this is Sarah. She's like 16 maybe, through like 16 to 19 in this book. But I like this, and I laughed a lot. I also got a little teary-eyed, so I think this was really well done. And I think I would ultimately probably pick something else up by this author in the future. But this checks off more than 5 words in the title, the author's debut novel. So that is finished. I also called my mom to ask her if she had a certain thing that I think will be just like the perfection as a Instagram photo for when I review this, because I'm going to review this on Instagram. Yeah, I'm really excited. So I'm going to go get that after I get off work, and you'll get to see that whole thing. So now I'm going to pick out of the remaining books. So I've set my graphic novel over there by my reading chair, and I'm going to read my graphic novel, which is volume 10 or 11 of Lumberjanes. So I'm going to read that today and get that finished. But I'm hoping I can find one of the ones I have left on audiobook. I know that I have the audiobook CDs of The Casual Vacancy, but like the disc ones really drive me crazy because you can't speed it up. Somebody did mention that you can like download them to your computer and then put them in an app on your phone that will let you speed them up, so I might look into that. I don't know. That still feels like a stretch because Casual Vacancy is a huge book. So that still feels like a stretch for finishing during this readathon. This is a short story collection, so I feel like this is not appropriate for me to listen to. And I also don't know that there is an audiobook of this that exists. I haven't looked, but I doubt this has an audiobook. This is seeming like the biggest contender, and honestly, if I were to read this one, then it would check off a whole lot of boxes for me. So this would be book to movie adaptation, and this would also be something I meant to read last year because I've had this book for ages. Actually, I think it still has a price sticker on it. It looks like it was shelved in 2010. I don't know if you can see that, but yeah, it looks like it was shelved in 2010. I don't know where I got this or when, but I've had it for a long time and I need to read it. So I'm going to check my different apps to see if I can find any of these on audio, and then we'll go from there. How irritating is it that the audiobook of Never Let Me Go is going to be available on Scribd, but not until 8/8. So after the readathon. Success! I finished. There we go. I finished Lumberjanes, and it was like gripping. So this is a really good edition of Lumberjanes, and I read it right here in my chair. And so this completes the challenge of read something all in one place. Okay, so the book that I was just reading, she goes to Dairy Queen a lot, and at one point she's talking about how like the guy who's always waiting there to serve them ice cream, and it reminded me that in the 70s my mother worked at Dairy Queen, and this was actually her work uniform. It is a romper. Oops, sorry cat. It's a romper. I don't know that I'm going to be able to show you that. Also, P.S. how tiny and stick straight my mother was. But like, it has these little pockets and everything, and like you can see the, like, I guess, I don't know if they were specialty made or, I don't know. But yeah, she definitely worked there in the 70s, and this is authentic. And I'm so excited about potential Instagram photo with this and the book. Oh, are we hungry? Yes? Is that a yes? A yes? We are hungry? Let's go. Let's go. Come on. This is the most patience the two of you have walked in here in a while. So I'm really close to finishing this. I'm gonna go get ready for bed, crawl in bed, and try to finish it. If I don't finish it tonight, then I'll do that first thing in the morning, because I only have like 40 pages left. So yeah, calling it a night on day 4.